Hello and welcome to Sylvan Miss Designs. All right, so this is going to be the follow-up to my drafting session. Actually, I got paper towels over it. So in the previous video, we did a drafting session of the design that I wanted to put here on these mugs. I've made a couple of changes, which we'll go over in a little bit, but I wanted to start out with prep. I know a lot of people like doing the ceramic cups, coffee cups. This same process would actually apply for things like glasses, ball jars. If you've got maybe whiskey glasses, champagne flutes, if you're gonna do wine glasses, anything like that. This is gonna be basically the same prep. Okay, so these are just glasses that I picked up at the store. I've got actually a set of 4. I've got 2 more down there. First things first, took off any price tags, stickers, anything like that. Give them a really good wash just with some mild soap and water. And then on my cotton ball here, I have actually just got some isopropyl alcohol, some rubbing alcohol. And what I'm going to do is just give this a good wipe down. I probably either just want to hold on to the handle here or the lip. Now the reason I'm doing this after the wash is because I want to make sure that there's no soap residue, for example, or anything from my hands. Okay, so from the oil from your hands, although you may not see it, you can always catch a fingerprint here or there. But the problem becomes if you don't clean this off well enough and you have oils or soap residue still remaining when you try to paint, what's going to happen is that the dots, as you put them down, they're not going to be perfectly round. They'll kind of come out oddly shaped, because it's going to be the paint reacting with the oils or whatever's on the cups, right? I've just got a paper towel here. I'm right-handed. I'm so sorry to my left-hand friends. Okay. Cups would sit this way. This is going to be my right hand. And when I pick up the cup, the design, I want it to be visible to whomever might be lucky enough to be sitting across from me. If you did actually watch my sketch over here with the drafting session, I had mentioned that what I originally wanted to do was start the design on this side, right? So that the middle was here. But playing around with the design a little bit and kind of the spacing of it, it does appear that it should fit just fine from one side. So I'm going to take one of these and set it off to the side over here. Okay. And then we're going to work with this one. I am going to say I apologize up front about any reflections that we've got going on. Just one of those things. I just couldn't figure out a super good way to position the cups to where they're flat so that when I do get them painted or designed, that paint is not going to roll off of them, but you're going to have a full view. So I am so sorry. We're just going to get some reflections. What I've got here, I've got my little stencil. I don't have a silicone one, unfortunately. If you do, use it. What I am actually going to do here is take my stencil, and I want the center hole to be down near the bottom. I'm going to line up, if you look at this line right here, where it ends, I'm going to try to line, oops, don't stick yet. I'm going to line that up just so that I don't see the bottom of the cup through it anymore. And that's how I'm kind of gauging where this is going to be placed. This is going to touch the handle. And then I'm going to lower it until I don't see that anymore. Little bit of tape here. And then finally, let's make sure that that looks straight. I'm going to be using an Expo marker, just a dry erase marker. Let's get our center in. Okay. For me, what I'm gonna do is just temporarily, just hold some of these pieces and get my lines drawn. There, I think I've got them all. Let's take this off. The Expo marker is obviously a double-edged sword because although it washes off quickly once you're done, it also wipes off very easily if you happen to kind of just walk through and smudge it. Now that I have these two grids laid out on the cups, I did make a small change when it comes to colors. So let me go through these with you. Let's get them in my palette. The first one is going to be the same. This is the light gray, this is the gray sky. Now I'm not going to put very much in my palette because what I'm actually going to do is do this in kind of two parts. I'm going to do the center first on both of these, and then I'm going to wait probably 24 hours and let them dry, and then I'm going to pick up the rest of the pattern. You're not going to notice, but for me it's going to make a big difference. Second one is going to be the slate gray, that kind of mid gray for the pattern. Then I've got a dark gray, which is the graphite. And then I still need a pop of color. In the original, I've got this Prussian blue, which is absolutely beautiful. Almost the same color as this, but yeah, no, it's just too dark. As you can see here, the color is gone. It is actually more or less just black or gray. So what I've done instead is I'm gonna go with this Mermaid Tail. So this is the darker of the two teals that I've got. And if you can compare between the two colors, obviously this one is going to pop a little better. So I hope it's not too bright. It does really, really well with the grays. I think that's a great color combination as far as this goes. We are going to a 10 to start with. Now I'm kind of centering it on this one here, so I'm trying to lay the top of the tool right up against this line, and that seems to get it pretty well centered. I don't know if I can actually do this or not, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna set my other cup here. Since I'm only doing the center, this might work. I like doing them in tandem like this anyways, just because even though I have a pattern and it's exactly the same, two never even come out the same if I don't do them exactly at the same time. There's always very small differences in each piece, which makes them very, very unique. So then we're gonna go to the 1/8 rule, and I'm gonna pick up my 1.5. I'm gonna start in the middle. Now, as you can see on this one, I actually have room down here. And so what I think I might do is just continue this all the way around. Nothing else, however, on this pattern is gonna go below this line. Now we're gonna move up to a 2.5, and we're gonna go into the mid gray. So now we've got that row, and we're gonna go from a 2.5 up to a 3. So I'm gonna flip my tool upside down, and let's see, let's go with the teal. And then then the other thing that I'm gonna do while I'm here is I'm gonna pick up my 8. We're gonna stay in that teal, and then I'm gonna do these large dots that you see here and get those in place. There we are. Now I've got them upside down just so that they actually fit, but I've got the base down, and like I said, I might at this point stop and just let these dry and then come back to them a little bit later, because these dots here even might start to slide, so that's why I kind of want to make sure that these are more or less flat. I'm certainly enjoying it so far. I really like how that green pops against the gray. Like I said, I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna let this dry, and I will catch up with you guys here in a little bit. I'm back. It's been a little bit less than 24 hours since I finished the first part, so this is completely dry and has darkened. I am ready to move on to the next section. So we've done the middle part here, and then the only other thing so far has been these dots. And that's what I'm going to be working on today. This design here, which is going to go underneath. I'm going to grab a 1. We're going to go into the light gray. And I'm going to get the walks in here. There's the first part. Then I'm gonna move up to a 3. We're gonna stay in that same light gray. Let's get a dot right here on that line on both sides. But now you can see, especially where my finger is resting, why I wanted to make sure that this part was dry before I moved forward. Extremely difficult to do this kind of stuff if it was wet. So there's the first one. I'm going to stick with that same 3, and we're going to go into the next gray. And I'm just going to bring this into that same center mark. This one here is very clearly defined and separate, but again, there is just this room between the 2 dots that share this one. So those swipes are shared. So now let's take the 3 again, and we're gonna go into the graphite. And then we're gonna get another one, but this one we're gonna pull in. Now these ones should be separate. Now, I know on this up here at the very bottom, I believe I did a 2.5, but I kind of did that with the understanding that I knew I was going to have to taper this, and I think I'm going to go down to a 2 instead of a 2.5 just to make sure this fits. And then we're going to go into the light gray. And actually, you know what? Looking at this, I think I might make a different change. Let's see here. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. There technically is room for me to do a swoosh or 2 under here, but I feel like it's gonna look super crowded. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Now that part is done, now we're gonna get into these big swooshes here. Okay, so this is an 8, and then I'm gonna put a dot up here, which is the 2. And then we're gonna start out probably with a 2 swoosh, which is this tool of mine. And then we will work up to a 3, 3.5. First things first, let's get the 2 dot in place. And again, this is the light gray as well. So now I'm going to take this tool. It's technically a very odd size of a 2.1, but close enough. Get that nice and loaded. Because I only want to do 1 swipe. So we're going to lay that down and pull. And we're going to go back into the 3 now. And I'm going to go into the medium gray. Now for this swoosh, we're going to stay kind of above these ones. Now that those are on, I'm going to move up to a 3.5, and we're going to get into the dark graphite and then the teal with these. Now this one is actually not going to go directly above, but just slightly off. About there. All right, now that next layer is on, we've got 1 more to go, and that's the teal. Now for this one, since I do have, I believe, enough space, I am going to go up to a 4 now. Here we go. Now that that is finished, I've got to do a little crown. The crown itself, I think originally I had noted this as, let me see, a 3.5. That's what the idea, that 2 dots will fit right in. And I think they will, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go down to a 3. I'm really glad there. The 3 will just fit. Now let's go up to a 4 to do the top on this. Now that the base of the design is complete, I'm taking a look around. Let's go ahead and grab my silver. I've got just bright silver. This is a Craftsmart one. One of the first things that I think I want to do is get some sparkle down here. Then I'm going to add, very, very small here, but I am going to go ahead and add a dot just on the inside of each one of these gray dots. Just going to help bring those out a lot more. And then I want to accentuate this gray stripe here. Like that. Okay, so we're just gonna add a little mini swoosh right on top. Let's see if I can get a good position to do this. And then I'm gonna do the same with this one here. Okay, then I actually wanna get something here. I think we're gonna keep it just a dot, just like down here. Let's do something. I might even be able to get an 8. The 8 is a little big. Let's do maybe a 6. 6 looks like that should work just fine. As I wait for the other half of this to dry, I will let you know that I do have 2, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do those 2. And then my idea is the other 2 I will do in the same pattern, but I think I wanna do them in purple. So I'm going to see about getting a purple that somewhat matches the green. I do have, for example, this purple, which I think is perfect, this twilight. So I'm going to use that for the other set of cups. So I'll have 4 in total, 2 teal, 2 purple. So, okay, oops. I actually wanted to wait a few minutes for one of my cups to get dry so that I could add some of the silver top dots. And in the meantime, I started working on the second one. And then I just got carried away and completely forgot to hit record when I started to do the top dots. So my apologies, but these are wet but finished. So I did go ahead and add the silver here on the teal dots, and then as well over the gray. So I am going to leave these kind of hanging off a little bit so that this portion does not fall over, so the paint doesn't leak that way. And I'm gonna do the same here. All right, so I'm gonna let those dry. Once they're dry completely, I'm gonna leave them there probably several hours. And then once that is completely dry, I'm just gonna take a nice soft cloth and wipe away all of that expo marker. After they've been dry at least another 48 hours, at that point in time, I'll go ahead and put them in the oven and oven cure them. That's with the glass medium. I don't technically have to do that, but I always double down. I will go ahead and get some pictures of these once everything has been done. Personally, it probably will be long after the 48-hour mark when these get oven cured. I usually do several projects at once. I'll go ahead and make a bunch of things, and then on one of the nice cold days here in the winter, I'll crank on my oven and then just put everything in. Again, if you're not gonna do that, please make sure that anything that you oven cure is at least 48 hours dry. Completely dry, especially if you're going to be doing top dots on anything or the thicker metallic paint. That is going to take even longer in my experience, and the longer you wait, the better it is. 48, 72 hours, give it a week. Better safe than sorry. Thank you guys so much for following along with me in this particular project. Again, at the end, I am going to be doing 2 more in the same style, but I'm going to be doing those in purple. I'll go ahead and give you a shot of those when those are completed. I'll go ahead and get this video finished when that is done. Okay, again, thanks so much. If you guys have made it this far, make sure that you are subscribed so that you can catch up on some additional videos that are going to be coming out. And I will see you guys next time. Take care and happy dotting. Bye-bye.